Hey friends, welcome back to Evocative Scents. In many of my videos, I have said that fragrances are not just for men or women. That's just a marketing term used by many brands. However, there are perfumes which we naturally tend to associate with men, and in many cases women as well. In today's video, I will be covering 5 different fragrances which could be classified as traditionally masculine fragrances. These are going to be very affordable, yet some of them are extremely long-lasting or beast mode fragrances. And before we start this video, if you are tuning into the channel for the first time, consider hitting that subscribe button for more such fragrance related videos. So let's dive in. Featuring on the number 5 on this list is a fragrance that I had reviewed a long time back. It is the Spectre Wraith from the House of Fragrance World, or the French Avenue if you consider the sub-brand. Now this perfume is supposed to be a clone of Kilian's Black Phantom if I remember correctly, and just like the bottle, it is a very dark fragrance, a scent that might evoke mysterious feeling. While the Spectre Ghost is heavy on the vanilla and is very mass appealing and quite unisex as well, this one is starkly different. There is almost no sweetness in here, if there is any. It is heavy on the spices with dark woody smell. With this perfume you are definitely going to smell unique, and whether you get compliments or not, that is a totally different matter. I would say it depends on the right person. Not that it smells bad, but it is very unique, and most people tend to like mass appealing fragrances anyway. But I am not keeping this fragrance at number 5 on this list due to the smell. As I had said in the full review, the performance leaves a lot to be desired actually. The longevity is pretty decent, 4 to 5 hours, but the projection is very soft after the first half an hour, and that is the sole reason I have not featured this fragrance in many of my top 5 or top 10 videos. So if you are adventurous about trying different fragrances, I would say give this fragrance a try. I also had read some comments in that particular video, and some people have got decent performance, so it might just be my bottle. And if you have tried this fragrance, do share your feedback. What is the performance you are getting out of it? The fourth fragrance of this list is no slouch in terms of performance, and that too despite being very affordable. It is the Fabulo Intense from the Maison Alhambra. Inspired from the Tom Ford F Fabulous, this fragrance opens up with a strong and sharp lavender note. It is extremely powdery and has a bitter smell, which might be a little difficult to explain, and that might be due to the combination of some woody facet and a bit of dark leathery spices. It is definitely not the most smooth fragrance out there, especially the lavender feels a bit sharp for the first 2 to 3 minutes. But for the price, I just can't complain. The longevity I get from this fragrance is about 7 to 8 hours, with very good projection for the first hour. In my opinion, this scent is more suited for the formal occasions because it doesn't have that much of sweetness. Once again, I would not suggest you to blind buy this fragrance, but it is so affordable that trying it won't hurt your pockets that much. Now to the third fragrance of this list. It is from the House of Rasasi, and it is the Havas Black. Every Havas fragrance except this, which I have tried till now, have some amount of sweetness in it. Some more, some less, but this one in my opinion is different. I don't detect any sweetness from this. In fact, it is the most mature fragrance among the Havas flanker. It opens up with a strong pineapple note, but it is way different from Creed Aventus due to its green mossy backbone, along with lot of woodiness. In terms of longevity, you will get about 6 to 7 hours on clothes, and this perfume will project nicely for the first hour. For a fresh fragrance, that is not bad. In fact, it is very good, but I was expecting a little bit more performance from it. The Havas Elixir is still the most strongest Havas fragrance I have tried among all the Havas flankers. You can wear the Havas Black all year round, and you can consider making this your signature fragrance as well. The prices have also dropped a lot, so that helps as well. You can easily find this fragrance for around the 2000 Indian rupees mark. Might be a little bit more depending upon the seller you get from. So now let's move on to the second fragrance of this list. From the House of Ahmad Al-Maghribi, it is the Blue Oud. Now this one is a personal favorite of mine, but this can be a little bit challenging and polarizing at the same time. So if you are into the mass appealing blue fragrances or citrusy fruity fragrances, you might not like this one. But if you are into oud, leather or smoky fragrances, you should definitely try the Blue Oud from Ahmad Al-Maghribi. Despite being such a dark fragrance, it is very surprising that people tend to like this fragrance in air. And this is the thing I have noticed with many oud based fragrances. They smell amazing in the air, but up close it's a different story. For the first few minutes you are going to smell citruses, which fades away very quickly by the way. But it quickly settles down to a leathery and smoky scent with a hint of green and musky dry down. On the performance front, it is very good. I easily get about 7 to 8 hours of longevity with good projection for the first 1.5 hours. This perfume is more appropriate for the cooler weather or during the rainy season. Personally, I would avoid it in the hot weather. Finally, the number 1 fragrance of this list, it is the Rasasi Amber Alive. It is the typical barbershop fragrance that will remind you of the 90s or the early 2000s. The performance I get with this fragrance is absolutely excellent, and that too despite being so affordable and cheap. I mean an easy 10 hours of longevity, and you can even smell this fragrance on clothes even in the next day. Even the projection is very good for the first 3 hours. I have covered all of these fragrances on this list in my full review except the Fabulo Intense, and if you are interested in any of these, I would highly recommend you to watch the full review. This perfume opens up with citrus, lavender and pine along with lot of clove and black pepper. If you like the smell of Old Spice shaving cream with little bit of soapiness in it along with a strong green dry down, you will absolutely love this. Some of you may find the smell to be a bit sharp in the opening, and it is due to the strong use of spicy nuances. Extremely versatile and can be worn in any situation. However, I would not recommend this as a date fragrance, but this can be worn all year round. If you love old school and mature fragrances, this one is a must buy. So what are your thoughts on this list? I would love to read your experience in the comment section down below. And do you prefer fragrances that heavily leans towards the masculine or feminine side, or you love unisex fragrances? Let me know in the comment section down below. And that's it for today's video. I will meet you all in my next video. Till then, stay safe and as always, stay honest.